talked about how science doesn't know really what they're dealing with DNA. DNA are actually the observable portions, chemical translations, of scalar wave programs that exist in the morphogenetic field. Scalar wave programs that are held within the DNA imprint, these create the diversity of form. Different programs of scalar waves create different DNA in the manifest levels, which creates different biologies. Programs, though, the scalar wave part of the DNA, the part below the part they're seeing, we call them FireLetters. That's an ancient term that was used in Enochian teachings. In the Hebrew teachings, they talked about FireLetters. The scalar wave patterns that, when activated within the DNA, allowed the body to turn to light. It allowed particle and antiparticle to fuse, to turn into fire, and go to the next octave. They were talking about the secret mechanics. They knew there was a sequence to FireLetters, which are represented in the shapes of the Hebrew alphabet, some of them. They knew there was a sequence that held the secret to higher evolution, held the secret to opening the relationship between man and God. They knew there was a secret to ascension, and it was in the FireLetters. So there were terms in other languages that were applied to the core templates. They were applied to the genetic imprint below the DNA. But it helps to understand, if we want to understand this process of evolution, and if we want to understand what indigos are, we need to understand a little bit about how evolution works in general within our bodies, because it works different with them. Okay? We simply need to understand that we can look at our DNA, instead of just identifying it as the chemical components of gene code that science uses now. Look at it as, yes, it's that, but it is also programs of scalar waves that are called FireLetters. The DNA is several sequences of scalar wave programs run together. They create flash line sequences that create the templates upon which your particles are built. Okay? It is a science. Simply expanding our concept of DNA into the concept of sequences of FireLetters upon which the chemical translations manifest will begin to help us understand the process of biological transmutation, which was our original imprint. We were not meant to die. If you understand how to activate DNA and you can fix the mess that's been done to our DNA, death was not originally part of the human condition. Transmutation was the way to get out of here. You didn't leave a body behind. You didn't have to. The bodies didn't get sick because you knew the mechanisms by which they stayed healthy. That's all been taken away from us because of the way our history unfolded. The Indigos are bringing back our heritage. They're bringing back the knowledge